Okay, let's see if I can get this right. Is it this one? Okay, here we go. Hi, welcome back. Anywho, more Venturi modeling again. I did quite a bit of modeling off stream, so that way, you know, I wanted to progress a little bit more. So, yeah, last time on the last stream, I think this was like mainly this front part here. Excuse me. I've been sneezing a lot today. I don't normally do that. But yeah, anywho, some of the things that were kind of driving me crazy is the front, but you know, using a perspective-based photo on an orthographic view does not work. And honestly, this is something that I knew even back when I was doing mechanical drawing. With a perspective view, there's like some method that you can do to get it close, but it's not going to be true. It will not be a true orthographic render. It'll be approximated. But yeah, it'll never be the true measurements of the car. So, because there's basically like no orthographic viewport of this car, you basically see all of the photos where like the front of the car is just completely like flat and smashed in a little bit. It's not actually like that. It does curve sharp in the front, but the cameras, like I can show you right here. This is like a perfect example. This right here, it does not actually smash flat like this. It does curve around, and there's a little bit of a curvature in the front to where you'd see more of these light indicators and stuff here. So basically, then I took a photo of the car. Had like 3 different view references, and then I asked Gemini to give me a true orthographic view of the car, and it gave me one. It's not perfect, but it gave me one, and it actually showed the front of this car being curved, similar to like how I have it on my model. Which, yay, but at the same time, I'm still not fully satisfied with how this looks, even though, you know, it's accurate to what the actual car looks like. And plus, guys, I have a model of the car. Yes, I'm doing the best that I can to make it as accurate as possible. But even my die-cast model has some inaccuracies with it. So, I'm basically having to work with what I'm pretty much being given here. So, there's definitely not going to be like a 100% exact rendition of this car, I should say. It's going to be very, very close. A lot better than my original model, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm pretty much just going to be doing this for the entirety of stream. And honestly, when I get done with this car model, I will go back to working on Izumi. Like I said, I need to, every time I think about the hair, I'm like, oh my god. Izumi's model is very close to being done. Just the model itself, not the rigging. The model itself, because all I really need to do is get them damn hair curves done out, and then get his pants modeled, and then his shirt, his hoodie modeled, and then probably underwear too, you know, is what it is. But anywho, I need to get all that modeled. But here's also a thing that I just recently realized when it comes to the Venturi 400 trophy. And this is something that I actually promised myself a long time ago to do, and just never got to do it because I didn't have the skill. So I had actually promised to myself back, I think in like 2018, end of 2018, maybe 2019, that I was going to redo this model because I wasn't fully satisfied with the original model that I did of this car, because I saw all the inaccuracies, the flaws that it had. And so I decided to take it upon myself to redo the model. And this is where we're at now. So my goal for this new model is to be able to use it for cinematic stuff, mainly. So what I want to do is to be able to model the whole exterior, and also be able to model the engine, the exhaust, the transmission cooler, all that stuff behind here. And I also want to be able to model the interior and have it to where the doors can open, have all the interior detailing on the doors, have the intake piping in here, because there is like a small bit of intake piping. It actually crosses over and goes to like about here. There's like a diagonal cut even on the model as well, where that intake's supposed to start out. Have it to where this hood can actually come up, and you'll be able to see all the details of the front as well. Like, I'm really going above and beyond with this model. So, anywho. So it's gonna take a minute for me to finish the car for sure, because like I said, I'm going above and beyond this time. I want to make this a very well presentable model. Sorry, I'm just poking fun at one of my friends. But anywho, a really nice thing that I learned about this car. A long time ago, I thought this like all connected here. It doesn't. It doesn't connect. So I looked at the actual photos of this car. It goes downwards like this, and then you get to see some of like the interior bits in here. So yeah. Give me a second here. So, this detail right here too, where basically this kind of like wraps around, and I want to get all of that detailed. I know, I need to stop yammering and actually start doing. I'm gonna try and move this a little bit. One of the things I noticed that I need to do a little bit better on is, you know, making sure that my topology lines are as straight as possible, not have them way curved out. I could have them curve a little bit, but not like how this was before I did this. Okay, that's fine. I just get really mesmerized by this model. Happy, happy, happy. If that works. Sorry. There's another friend of mine, she actually has been wanting to see these modeling streams, and she hasn't been able to attend them. And now is the time where she'll finally be able to, and I'm like, hey, you know, you want to join and, you know, see how the process goes? Because, honestly, as somebody who recently made the decision to become more of like a full creative streamer rather than just trying to do gaming, because I'll be completely honest, guys, gaming only can take me so far, whereas with creating, I have actually spent hours upon hours upon hours creating something because I want to finish it, because I enjoy creating. And that's also why I really like 3D modeling, because it allows me to create something, you know? And when it comes to creating anything, that's the biggest thing. And which also does remind me about the Izubi mod that I wanted to make for Don't Starve Together, which I will eventually get back into that. I just don't want to right now. Mainly just because I'm still new to how all the modding works for Don't Starve Together. And while I did learn a little bit about Lua coding back when I messed around with rigid chips, it's still a whole new curve I have to learn with Don't Starve Together. And there's not really a lot of mod guide accessibility. And it's basically, I'm just constantly having to wing it. So, like, being completely honest, I would be constantly winging back and forth with guides all the time, just trying to figure out how to do this animation, how to export this, make sure I go back and make sure this is right, make sure that's right, gotta edit this animation again, and going back and forth with trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. You know, eventually y'all want to see the result. So, I'd rather do something I'm a bit more familiar with right now, and that's 3D modeling. Getting this car worked on. So then that way, you know, it's just a process that keeps going and moving along. Now there is an interesting bit here I need to work with. I think it might be better if I do that once I figure out some of these other details here. I notice, so on... Hold on. I need to go and take a look at my reference. Venturi. I don't think this goes up as high as what I think it does. I don't think it does. I think I might be overthinking my details here. Because if I literally go to this perspective, which it's a little hard to see the detail there. It's actually a little hard to see the detail. I think that might work better if I actually do happen to bevel it out. Which not gonna do that right now. Gotta finalize these details first. So I think, actually that might not actually be beveled. Okay, what do I need to work on next here? I know I gotta do that. Oh, there was something with the front that I needed to do too. I think my front might be curving in too much. That might be my problem. My front, particularly at the top here. I think this is curving in too much because I see how this kind of just flattens out and this curls like hard. So it's not supposed to do that. It's actually supposed to curve like the rest of the model does. Like this. Straight up and down. And that gives it that nice look. And this needs to curve out too. And that gives it that nice rectangular-ish shape. There we go. That's the look I was trying to get. I was literally struggling with that far too much. Okay. She's like, give the link, give the link, give the link, y'all, give the link. I need to share. Come on. Okay, we will... I'm gonna line this up a little bit more like that. Straighten that out. Technically, so when I actually go to split this won't have that weird topology look to it. There's supposed to be like a teeny weeny bevel split through here. But I don't want to do that until I have everything certain. Okay. Alrighty, alrighty. I don't... Yeah, That's right. That's not actually curved enough. That's why that's... Nope. That's gotta curve up more. It's literally at the back of the car, it curls. It literally curls up and it's... You can really see it. You can't really see it on here. Maybe that might fix my issue. That's why this looks so... It's like that. There we go. That looks better. That looks like how it's supposed to. I feel like this all needs to still go in more though. Because I know it actually does taper inward. Alright, let's see here. I would say probably about... I would say this needs to curve in a little teeny bit more. No. I think that's where I need it to be at. This technically is not supposed to be here.
Typed in a serif gray. People walk past like weather, say, how are you, then drift away. But I've got a map in my glove.
Yeah, I got it how it's supposed to be now. I'm sorry if I seem like I'm like really super particular about this. Part of that is fueled by my passion for this car. As honestly, you know how people tend to have like those childhood dream cars that they really like? This car I actually stumbled upon in my adulthood. And actually, the more that I researched about it, the more that I fell in love with it. I was all like, holy crap, this is like the perfect race car. Mid-engine rear-wheel drive, perfectly balanced, specifically designed for long stints of race. And overall, like, the design of it is just really pretty. Like, I had, I'm trying to remember. I'm even trying to remember where I originally found out about this car. It wasn't Gran Turismo 2. There was another game or something that I stumbled upon. I just can't remember what it was. So I know right here I'm gonna have to like insert some type of curve, because it does curve and then go back out. I'll have to figure it out later. How about we start with I think I might want to try and see if I can get this intake done up. So the lower quadrant of it. It's like just barely there. Okay. It's got an interesting look to it. Also, I just noticed that this does go in a little bit more. Like this, it's like a smidge. It goes in just a smidge. So I'll take this. See if I can, it was kind of like that. Let me see here. Actually, no, it doesn't. Nope, it doesn't. It doesn't go back that far. Just kidding. It's got an interesting angle, that's for sure. Where's the one view of the card? That one's too dark. I need a fresh, like a light colored view of it. This is one of the dilemmas that I tend to face with this car, which is the same dilemma that I faced a long time ago when doing this car. Bunch of cool pictures of it, but the pictures you actually need are kind of not there. And also, depending on the car, there's either this single slot intake or there is a double slot intake. See, I feel like it stops literally right just behind here. And this one just isn't the right one of what I'm looking for. I'm trying to get this. Because the actual Venturi 400 trophy, they did like some facelifts to it. Like, you see how this one is right here? And by the looks of it, I was right. It curves. It curves. There's like a slight down tilt to it. I think I did that on the car too. Yeah, there's a slight down tilt to it. See, I pay attention to my stuff. Wonder if I can see it here. Okay, yeah, so this I think actually does bump out a little bit. Yeah, it does. It bumps out very slightly. You can see it just a little bit. Basically, this body panel, this part of the body panel, ends like right here, right where this intake, this intercooler is at. It's such an interesting design. So basically, I need to take this and extend it back more. It kind of does like one of those dealies. This is, hold on. I've got an orthographic view of this on my phone. It helps me to see a little bit better. Okay, so how this one goes, they are basically saying that this basically goes like this. It goes a fair ways back, like this. I got another image that I can confirm that on too. See, then that one says it goes like how I originally had it. And it goes like this. I really am trying to figure out how this is going to be done up. This is one of those areas on the car that's hard to decipher, because they didn't really do too much with getting like a true side view of it. So I'm probably just gonna have to eyeball it. I'm gonna guess it's like it stops just after here. It's gotta be like that. Alright, let's see here. I'm gonna guess it does something like this. It's gonna be so interesting. See, those are GTs, those aren't trophies. Okay, let me... Really just trying to find the positioning of that. I'm gonna guess... Here, I'm gonna eyeball this. I'm going to say it's like... right about here. And then I think I want to
You keep moving the goalposts.
I'd say.
Every time I get this close, stretching out the finish line, but I won't live inside your design. I'm stepping away from your maze.
I'll have to take a look and see after I actually get this thing modeled. This little front part here modeled. I honestly... trying to guesstimate it right now is just not working. Okay, let's extrude this. So I need to get this to basically like... Can I... Yeah, I technically can do this. I can do it that way. I think I'll just try and do an edge subdivide here. Alright, subdivide. Okay. Funky little looking thing. I'm willing to guess that's about where it's at. Actually, no, it's down more. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Take that. And then what I'm gonna do is do another subdivision. It's kind of interesting how this is. So like right here. No, that's not the one that I wanted. I wanted this one. Edge, subdivide, move this edge up to like here. Edge, subdivide, move. Alright, come on. Move that to like here. So that's gonna... Let's see here. Oh, that's actually like flat against that. It actually pops out more. That's what I thought. Okay. So I feel like this goes just beyond here. Because it has to go just beyond here in order to get this right. It goes like just about right here. And when the car's at orthographic view, that's where you kind of see the... Yeah. If I move this edge. Just trying to figure out how I can get this all connected. Don't worry. That's gonna go right there. Subdivide 2. Vertex slide right up to there. This one's gonna slide right to about there. Slide it down just a tad. Blender's weird camera angles sometimes. Okay, see there's the back part of that. Probably just gonna crease that. Not gonna work. Okay, that doesn't work. I think I'm going to make... Gotta make another subdivide somewhere. Right there. Okay. Okay, I think that might work. Right, they don't have...
If this all lapses into a single spark, promise you'll remember how we rewrote the dark. If the sky resets back to black and blue, I'll still see the
I don't...
every time I look at you. We're a cosmic runaway.
Match that one. Right, this isn't fully merged yet. Oh, I think I know why. I gotta get rid of that face. Here we go. See, now this is gonna look ugly until I clean up the topology. See, that one is different. That one's different. Hello, Rose. It's nice to see you. Hopefully everything's going well with you tonight. Oh, that is pretty low. That's actually pretty low on the car. Of course, it's a teeny tiny image of the car. Why? Yeah, that's hella low. Damn, that is really low. And see, even the part that I made it with, that's still too high. I'm guessing I can probably just... Oh shoot, that's right. Alright. Blender camera. Stop doing that. It's like that. Actually, hold on. I could just extend this. Extend that part right there. The problem though. Okay, let's try and do an edge slide. That is not going to work because there is no edge for that to cling to right now. I think I'm going to make one of those so that way it can actually like work properly.
Dance till you can dance no more. Let it take hold. Desire. Love. Ecstasy. Rush.
It's gonna be interesting to do this. Alright, let's... I feel like I need to move that one. Okay. I know this is gonna be like really, really wonky. I don't want it to be like that. Doing some really weird wonkiness. Oh, that's how I'm gonna have to do it, is add a bevel there? Of course. When in doubt, bevel it out, I guess. I need to make sure I got everything done up how I want it before I do that, though. Yeah, it's right about there. So then, time to bevel these spots out. Actually, why don't I just do this? See, and I see why that's happening. There's literally nothing here. Before I do that, I need to cut the geometry here. If I don't, it's just gonna look freaking awkward. I think it's that one. Haha, yes. Why did I don't need to bevel those. I selected the wrong one. I think maybe this part I do need to bevel. Yep. probably... What if I crease that? No, I think the whole thing might actually need to be beveled. That is probably how this is going to work. And looks like I missed a bevel somewhere. Actually, there technically is nothing behind there. It's basically just all this. Ah! I wish Blender's camera would stop messing up. I don't know why it's been doing that lately. I have to figure out why. I'll go in and then like click and then it'll just blah all over the place again. It's like my camera settings are getting reset for some reason. See, what else am I missing? Oh, that's why the bevel's basically like imploding on itself over there. That's crazy. That's why it's acting all funky. What's going on with this? Kind of weird. What if I were to... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Jeez. That's what I wanted. See, that bevel's basically like imploding on itself. Why don't I actually just... it's these ones I need to bring back. Okay, let's... yeah, we'll do that. See, that awkward camera... I'm gonna have to probably adjust the auto depth settings. It's supposed to focus on this, like the specific vertex, and it's not doing that. I'm gonna look it up how to do it because it gets to be such a bother. Okay, what do we got going on here? That was not like that before. I want to save that like that because it's pretty much almost where it needs to be. I'm just having to mess with the camera so much, it's hard to see what I'm doing. Think kind of like try to do the same with this. Alright, and then probably just move the edge. Probably gonna guess a back face is gonna have to be made here. I need to quad that out. I think what I'll do here . There's a quad there. See, it's a triangle, then it's like a thin triangle here. That's why it looks all funky at this angle. Not supposed to look like that. My thing is probably going to be where... It's better, though it still needs improvement. And that would only be because it needs a supporting edge loop right here. Okay, we are gonna do this. I feel like that's not entirely necessary. I'm just checking to see how it'll look if I did it this way. And then versus the way that I did it. With this. Oh, yep, I can see where it stretches that topology out nicer. Smoother. And then I just gotta put a supporting edge loop there. So, I think I'm gonna cut one here. Just like so. I feel like that one's bigger. Much like how I have that one, that one should be like that. I'm missing one. Nope, never mind. Hello, Rat Queen. It's nice to see you. How are you? Oh, shoot. I just realized I need to cut that. I don't... Totally forgot about that. Oh. Yeah, there's like... There's like some weird authentication thing with YouTube. It's kind of annoying. Okay, there... What? Okay, I done did a goof. I done did a goof. Remove the face on that. There we go. Okay, okay, there's something not right here. Oh no! There's supposed to be a bevel right here. My little thingy-majigger. So I did do a goof. I think it's because that one was originally supposed to be there. Okay, let's see here. How can I fix this? I feel like if I just... Probably gonna want to extrude this. It can be, though. Since I've basically been like on and off 3D modeling since I was like 14 years old, it's not super complicated. It's just more of like tedious for me. Yeah, I'm missing that whole entire... Yeah, I'm gonna just, like, delete that, and then try to extrude that back out, and then I can try and rework the details in. Because there's definitely a big goof that happened right there. Not a problem, though. That's gotta be like that. And then that has to bevel back over in there somehow. Which... I'm probably just gonna take that part and put it right there. There we go. See, it wasn't that hard. slide that down a little bit, back to where I had it. And then now... I've got to cut that. Look at that. Beautiful, nice, and clean. For the most part. I see awkward topology happening right here. And again, that's probably... No, it's definitely awkward. Oh, yeah, I know why. I know exactly why. I need a cut right here. Is it this one? Okay, what's going on with that? There we go. See, it's not that complicated. It's just tedious. That's mainly the camera that I'm fighting right now. I still gotta fine-tune my settings to get it all nice and neat and everything. But I think... Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna leave that like that. That already right there was a pain in the ass. Okay. I need to... I eventually need to get to doing these side mirrors, which is going to be fun to do. But I am probably going to do those after I get all the other stuff down. Yep, there it is. There's the nice little bump right there. And my workflow wasn't really all destroyed either, which is a good thing. No, technically, that is not supposed to look like that. I'm trying to remember, I know there was one way that I did this. It wasn't that. How did I get that to appear like that? Was it this? If I do that, it might look funky over here. Yeah. Looks too funky. What if I were to just like... I mean, that That doesn't really work. Because technically, the intake, I mean not the intake, the intercooler is supposed to be right here. Oh, there we go. And maybe perhaps this one? Nope. Maybe this one? Nah. Instead of a crease. What if I did a bevel? Of course, the bevel completely solves that issue.
Here I am, nothing to see, standing alone.
I love how the bevels solve a majority of the issues that I have with this. Beep beep. I'm trying to think, do I have anything that I need to do for that? Probably not. I think I can just leave that there. Okay. Yeah, I think that... Oh, that's not gonna matter. Yeah, that's about as close as I'm gonna get to that. So I kind of just wish the bevel kind of just like went here instead of trying to go over here. It's kind of annoying. Probably gonna have to do something right here. Because it should technically have a smooth bevel here, and it doesn't. Things tend to be a little destructive. That's not what I wanted. What? I'm so confused. What? Why is it affecting that all the way over there? That's weird. think I might have an idea why it's doing that. I guess that one works better. That is so weird. That is so weird. Okay, do a vertex slide on that. I know there was another friend of mine that wanted to see this process too. Technically, none of this is going to be here. I don't know why I put that there. Hi, Albie. Nice to see you too. Oh, jeez. How's it going? Damn, I need to actually get something to eat soon. I need to stop indulging in certain foods. You haven't slept yet? Oh my god. You know, if Rat hears that, she's gonna make you go to bed. Okay, what? Ben writing a journal. Oh, Ben started writing journal. Ooh.
Back to that soft morning light, where goodbye never felt right.
Okay, this modeling process is like interesting in a sense, but also at the same time I feel like I made shortcuts like this as a that's a no-no. You don't do that. Okay, I am going to try and start with the back of the car now. That is not the back of the car. Oh, that's why I need to go this. But Wayne, when you gonna do it like that? I want to be able to see it. I can't edit it in here. Why it gotta be like this? I'm getting sleepy. Good night. Good night, Alvies. I'll make sure to say hi to Jordan for ya. I'm trying to figure out how to do the back of this. Something is not right here. I don't need empty one anymore. Probably gonna have to do it this way so I can actually get it to work. Okay, so technically this Venturi doesn't have that. It doesn't curl in like that. So basically from here to here. Oh. What an interesting thing. Huh. That whole thing right there is the grill. Well, I guess I will just cut away what needs to be cut away. This is the wrong image, by the way. I need the other one. try and pull this out. Ah, jeez. I'm gonna have to probably try and guesstimate this then. It might be better to work from where the grill's at. At least then I know that's pretty definitive. I'm gonna want to work from the grill mesh, and then I'll do the lights after that. So there's that one.
Ich weiß nicht, was soll es bedeuten, dass ich so traurig bin. Ein Märchen aus alten Zeiten, das kommt mir nicht aus dem Sinn. Die Luft ist kühl und es dunkelt und ruhig fließt der Rhein. Der Gipfel des Berges funkelt im Abendsonnenschein.
Okay. Fun when these things aren't a true orthographic view. Okay. So then I'm going to do edge, cut and slide. That one's gonna basically go right here. Actually. I don't even need that one. I really just need to get the approximation of where this is all at. Okay, my guess is it's gonna be like right here. So I'm gonna have to So I'm going primarily based off of this side. Then it's gonna be right here. Yeah. Okay. So that edge cut's gonna basically this is one of the hugest problems when it comes to using a perspective-based photo. This is just not turning out how I wished. Yeah, that's not right. That's one of the most annoying things when it comes to perspective-based stuff like that. We're just gonna see how this one's gonna go. I'm gonna guess goes about here. Yeah, it's right about there. And then basically, I'll need to figure out what to do with this spot. That's supposed to stay poked out like that. Okay. So by the looks of this needs to go in more. Yeah, this part right here all needs to go in more. So I'm gonna shift all this. That looks better. Now that just means I need to shift this. Okay. Alright, that's better. Though... how does it look like on the... Still need to shift that back. might have to take a look at that. Oh. Okay, basically this does curl sharp.
And I feel you for the day.
Nope, it's not gonna do that.
And I've been nice to you.
Hmm. Of course, yeah. Oh, that actually does work very nicely. So it'll curl down. Okay. Um, almost feels like this all needs to go in more. Kind of more like... not so much bubble, more like just a straight diagonal in. Okay, Alright, yeah, that definitely curls in a lot more. I feel like there's a crease there. Guess I can figure it out later. Okay. Somewhere. Okay, that got a better slope than that. Huh. Wait. It is identical with it. Okay. Identical thickness. I'm willing to guess. That's pretty close. We're still trying to figure this bit out. Oh wow, that Venturi 400 caught fire. See, when you want the perfect view, and it's just not there. Okay. See, it does look like this lips out more, and this presses just in a little bit more. Which I think it does. Oh. Yes, we just love low quality pictures as reference. We gotta love it. It does look like it does go in a little bit more. Yeah, it curls outwards. So basically I need this to like go like this. Yeah, I can see it bump right here. So basically this goes like this. basically I gotta get this to be straight like that. And then okay. I'm going to get rid of this real quick. I want to extrude this. Want to see how close. Yep, there we go. You know what this beat kind of reminds me of? We can't afford to be innocent. Stand up and take the enemy. If I do this, then it does what I want it to. But now I've got to get a cut in here somehow. Actually, you know what I can do? L, H. I don't want to do that. Edge. That's weird. funky topology.
With the sun in my eyes and the blue in the skies, yeah, we're moving on to where we belong.
This is gonna be interesting. So that's basically what that does. But now also I need to get rid of that. Okay, so I gotta get that part to match up. Okay, move that back out there. Alright, that looks about... Yeah! Look at that! That looks nice. Alright, this actually goes all the way... Actually, hold on, let me see... Yep, it goes all the way down. I stopped it part way. Nope, it goes all the way down. Okay.
Head down, scrolling through the files. Live tracks over crooked wires. News
Okay, so then that means
we just turn it low
that's like that.
and learn to live with it. Hidden right there in the daylight. Everyone inside in the same sky.
Let me see something here.
Say we're all fine.
Yes, it is. Okay. Delete faces. I want to delete this face too. And then what I want to do, every single one of these from here to here, you need to actually go in. And let's see here. Okay. I'm actually going to, after I finish this little part up, I'm gonna call it a night here. Gotta figure out... I think I'm gonna do edge, loop cut and slide. And then right here.
Shops all shut, but the colors still flow. Empty road,
Here we go.
just the hum of my thoughts. Crosswalk blinking like it's lost in its own small world. Where the fog between the stars.
Alright, it's starting to shape up now. Alright. I actually need to get off. My neck is starting to hurt. Okay. Okay. We will continue more later. Thank you everybody for that watch. Yeah, I need it going. I can't talk very well anymore. Alrighty, I will see you guys next time. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. Kind of right now it's like a feel basis, but I'm going to try to be a little more present with streaming. So how about I do a little rotation camera walk around. Ooh, what happened here? What an interesting situation. Okay. Now that should be okay. Unless there's something that's over here too. There shouldn't be though. Okay. Alright, now I'm taking my leave. Have a good night, everybody.